In this video, I'm going to explain why potential clients and prospects are ghosting you. So excited to share the key insights here today to get you to close more sales calls. As a coach, as an expert, as a consultant, I've been doing this for a long time, and there are some key pillars that I'm going to explain to you how I break them down and the key moment that will solve this issue for you once and for all. And I'm excited to dive in here today. So let's go. Okay, so this is why clients ghost you after discovery calls. So we call these strategy sessions as well. But the patterns that you know all too well is this. A discovery call scheduled. The call goes great. Wow, this is phenomenal. They seem excited. Then let me think about it. You follow up. You follow up again. And ghost time. Seem familiar? Yeah, we've all been there. But here's the thing now, it gets somewhat worse because now you're thinking it's your problem. Yeah, my price was too high. They found somebody cheaper. They weren't really serious. The timing wasn't right. I didn't pitch well enough. They were just shopping around. And so there's all this negativity that enters your mind. And of course, if you have a number of calls on the calendar, and this is what happens every time around, you're going to just be dragged down in the mud. Not helpful at all. And it's not your fault. So the key here is you didn't ask for the decision. This is a must do here. If you're moving on from the call without getting a decision, you're essentially shooting the entire deal in the foot, the proverbial foot, I should say. So the summary to this entire presentation is this, but I want to show you why this works and how you can implement it for yourself. Therefore, you're going to get more money in the kitty. All right, so I call this the missing commitment moment. And that's what you missed, right? It's the commitment moment right when you have them on that call. And this is the point in the conversation where you guide them to make a decision. Yeah, exactly. Yes or no. And Blair Enns has a book, The Win Without Pitching Manifesto. There's many books on this. Grant Cardone is very big on this as well. Whether you like him or not, that's a different story. The idea is that you get a commitment, yes or no. And the typical discovery call flow goes something like this. So you have that intro, you have the rapport building, you start diving in to their problem. This is, again, really trying to understand their world, right? Walk a mile in their shoes. And then you start talking about solution options. This is sort of a little bit of a back and forth. While this is a simple workflow here, there's fluidity built into this. Then you present the pricing. Then you ask, what do you think? Let me send you a proposal. Take your time, no pressure. Ghost. This is not what you need to do, okay? But it's very common. We see it all the time. And what they're really thinking is total overwhelm and confusion. So during the call, they might give you an indicator that this sounds good. I mean, this is so right on point here. After the call, then the doubt sets in, right? What, should I do this? It sounded good, but I'm not sure. Let me think some more. And they're starting to move into ghost line here. Day 5, this feels overwhelming. Day 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, too much time has passed. Yeah, this is awkward here. And indecision becomes avoidance. And again, that indecision is the killer here, guys and gals. So we got to move on from this and get that commitment. And that is the commitment moment framework. So you assess, you ask, and answer. Is this a fit? So you go through the motions. Is this a fit? Are you ready to move forward? Get a yes or no, not a maybe. A maybe is a highly unlikely to close situation, okay? Whether it's a $1,000 sale or a $10,000 sale, you're going to mostly move to a total ghost, or be ghosted, I should say. So the key here is a decision, not a delay. And the first part of this is the assessment, right? Yes, you want to make sure it's a fit. And it starts actually before this call. I have another video prior to this where I talk about the idea of filtration or filtering, right? So you make sure that you don't get the tire kickers on the call and you have to deal with that. So you can kick them up by creating a little bit of a friction layer before they actually jump on that call. Once they're on the call, however, you'll come back with something like this based on what you have shared, dear client or prospect. Here's what I'm seeing. Does this sound accurate? Is this something you want to solve now? Do you have the budget and authority to make this decision? That last one is a sensitive one, right? It's a little bit in your face. This can also be solved by having that commitment question in the application form. And then you can simply refer to it and say, hey, Bob, I noticed that you are the decision maker. That is correct, right? So it's a little bit softer, and it's a roundabout way of getting through this. So you want to qualify during the call, not after. That's, again, that commitment framework. Part 2 is you ask, ready to move forward. Now, there's different ways to ask this. You won't necessarily be as blatant as this, although it is moving towards that decision framework. So some examples might be, here's what I'm proposing. If this makes sense to you, here's how we'd work together. The investment is X, and the absolute key here is to be silent. I see too many sales calls that we've reviewed and audited where they mention the price and they just move on in the conversation. You just need to absolutely pause here. Wait for them to speak next. Even if it's a 15-second pause here, uncomfortable as hell, you stay quiet, my friend. If this feels like a fit, are you ready to get started? Again, variations of this is what you need to do in order to get that decision point. So be clear and no apologizing here. So if you're a brand new to this or fairly new to this, it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's not going to be something that you feel is natural. And you might feel a little cheesy and a little bit pushy, but that's essentially what you want here. You want a no or you want a yes. If a yes, then great. Here's what happens next. I'll send you the agreement today with the payment link. Let's schedule our kickoff call. If no, or unsure, clearly there's some that may have an issue here. And what are you specifically uncertain about? So, right, this is what we call a tie down. Tie them down to what they said earlier in the call. And you want to address it now. Or if it is truly the timing is not right, that final one there is a whole video by itself, because this is where, you could have gone through the entire call here. And at the very end, they say, oh, I don't make decisions on a call like this. Or I don't make financial decisions without my husband. Yet they might have said that they are the decision maker, right? So this is just human nature trying to get out of a deal where it sounds good, but they're not ready to make the commitment. They'll start the wishy-washy, the back and forth here. So the key here is no maybes. No, I'll think about it. It's either on or off. That's the key here. And the commitment question is based on everything we've discussed. I think I can help you with the specific problem. The investment is amount for specific time frame deliverable. If this feels like a fit for you, if it fit for you, are you ready to move forward? Right to the point. It cannot get clearer, and this is exactly where you need to be. Then pause, be silent, as I said. Let them answer, even if uncomfortable. And I keep repeating that because I've done a lot of these calls over the years myself. It's not comfortable when you pause, right? It feels weird. I'm telling you right now, if you have not experienced this, then start pausing, and you're going to get clearer answers, by the way, if you do that. But what if this feels too pushy? Again, this gets into your own human mindset, or your own psyche, I should say. But the indecision is more painful. You're giving them permission to decide. So if you think about it this way, it becomes much more of a positive experience, or a more positive experience, because you're letting them decide. What if they say no? Okay, perfect, right? You got to know, your boss or your banking account will not like it, but you made a decision, and you hopefully helped them on the call, and they said no. What if they need time to decide? They can have the time, but you need to schedule that. Next Friday at 2 p.m. works for you. That's the kind of deal you want to make there. So what you need to do right now to summarize this is, before your next call, write out your commitment question. During the call, use the assess, ask, answer framework. At the end, get a decision or schedule the next decision moment. The first 3 here are essential. And after the call, if yes, and of course, then you have the agreement, the payment links. And I like to send these literally within hours here. I don't even wait 24 hours. I put 24 hours here because it indicates a timeline. And after the call, and if no, note why, and move on. So this is important. If you have a sales team here and you're not documenting this, you're not learning. This also, by the way, a no could mean a future commitment. So you may want to just simply put them on, and you can ask them, hey, this was not a fit, didn't work out for any of us today, but I'm happy to add you to our Facebook group or to our school community, or we have a once a month newsletter that goes out. Happy to add you there as well if you'd like. And go ahead and practice this on the next call. So stop getting ghosted, start getting decisions. The commitment moment, that's the deal here. That changes everything. If you want to learn more, click the links below, and I really hope you subscribe. I love making these videos, and I'm learning a lot here about making these videos and making it YouTube-like and favorable to YouTube, but also favorable to you with the content here. So every discovery call is an opportunity for a decision, not a delay. And so you want to use the assess, ask, and answer framework with the commitment moment. And once you start getting into this and it gets more natural, you're going to see that your sales are going to close, and you're going to avoid the 47-second mistake that I talked about from the get-go. All right, see you in the next video, and thank you for watching.